actually have a pretty funny video from It's Complicated channel. I was like, what if men dated like women? I think we would die as a species. Like, there would be no dating if men did the things that women did to try to get women.
Imagine a society where men only dated women who are in the top 10% of beauty, youth, and femininity. How do you think
Like I said, we would all die out.
that would affect everyone else?
I think it would affect them greatly. But at the same time, I feel like it's already like that now,
What are you
in a way.
If every man started saying, I only date 9s and 10s, how would average women react?
I think everyone would be thinking that they were 9s and 10s.
They already do. That's the thing. It's complicated. A lot of these women already do think they're 9s and 10s.
I think that would create some type of caste system, a hierarchy of beauty standards and peer pressure.
I mean, it's obvious like a lot of women struggle with their self-esteem, with the way they look, the way they feel, and I think that would just reinforce that feeling like...
And why should men care about that? You don't care about our self-esteem or anything else.
a million times.
If every man started saying, I only date 9s and 10s, how would average women react?
I feel like that's so mean. I don't know.
So mean.
They would be offended and have some heightened feelings of insecurity, I'd imagine.
Do you think women would say those men are confident or call them shallow?
Call them shallow.
Definitely.
Why?
Well, then women say, I want a 6-figure man, 6 foot. They're not shallow and gold diggers, though. It's just
Because when
preference.
we look for beauty, it's shallow, but when they look for handsome genetics, it's for better reasons, especially like, I want good genes. I want my kids to be looking good. They have genuine reasons, but we don't.
Yeah.
If every man started saying, I won't settle for less than my ideal woman, the way many women do now, what would that society look like?
We'd be dead. Like I said, there wouldn't be a society. There may be probably 10 people.
It would look like people have standards, as they should.
It would create for competition amongst women and the beauty industry to be worth double than what it is now.
Probably,
I
actually.
feel like everyone has their person. We should respect, like, if that's not your type, that's not your type. Like, there's someone for everyone.
Do you think average women would feel the same pressure that average men feel today in the dating market?
I don't know, because I honestly have it so good. I don't know. I have pretty privilege.
I do not feel that they feel the same pressure because men have to pursue women mostly today, while women still wait.
I thought he was talking about how men dated, or was this like how we approach, do all the work and stuff. I didn't realize we were going this direction.
Be pursued.
You know, women get ready every day, makeup, hair, making sure you look okay, even keeping up with like, you know, like waxing, shaving, all this. Like men don't do that.
I
type
don't
of
shave.
thing. So I
I
think
shave
that
every day.
maybe they would care more about the way they look and the way they present themselves.
If most women got filtered out because men kept trading up, do you think women would start feeling the same type of loneliness that men report today?
Yeah, I would think so. I think that would be really hard just because, you know, you may not look as
It's
good.
like they only think of it, the question itself. They don't actually think, oh, right, it is like that for men.
As like some of your friends or other girls that you just to know that you'll like never find your person is really sad actually.
Why do we call it a crisis when men can't find partners, but not when women reject average men by choice?
Because these men go and cry about it very loudly online.
If the top 10% of the most beautiful women got all the attention, would people call that unfair or just how attraction works?
I think that's how attraction works. It's an unfair world.
That's just how attraction works. That happens in reality today. That's
Yep.
not even that's factually. That's what goes on today.
Why do we celebrate female choice but criticize male choice?
Because everything men do is demonized.
I have no idea. I believe personally it's a double standard.
I think on some part of lives women have it harder than men. I mean men can have babies and children at any age. Like women do have a time frame, and I think making choices like whether to prioritize family over career or career over family is a tough choice to do, and I think women have to make it more younger than men do.
In a world
I
where
can actually somewhat agree with that.
men date selectively and constantly upgrade, who do you think will be left behind, and how would society react to that?
All the single mothers.
I think
For
the less
sure.
attractive for both men and women will be left behind, so to speak, or have a challenging time dating and finding a partner.
Like you said, I think the average looking women would get left behind because they would find like better, hotter, younger girls. But would they find fulfillment being with like younger, hotter people? I don't know.
If men started saying, I don't date single moms, the way that women say, I don't date broke men, would that be seen as preference or prejudice?
Misogyny.
It will be seen as prejudice by women, by some women, I imagine, but preference by men. But the answer is it's preference.
It is.
I feel like just because a woman has a baby, that doesn't mean it's the end for them. Like they still have, if it didn't work out with their baby daddy, they still have a chance to find their person. I like love when men take on women with babies. Like I'm like, that's amazing.
No, you don't. You look at those men as losers.
I think it would be seen as prejudice, although I think it's fair. I think if you don't want to date someone who has a baby, whether you're a woman or a man, I think that should be your choice, and I think it's completely fair.
Why is it not seen as prejudice when women don't want to date broke men?
Because you don't want anyone to be leeching off of you. I think
You think we want women to leech off of us?
I think men and women should be completely equal as far as like how much they work and bring to the table. But the truth is like women do carry children, and if they have to be out of work for a while, then the men should be able to make up for that. So I would not date someone who's broke.
What if men started acting like women do in dating?
They should not. They should not. Women are women, and I feel like guys are trying to be girls these days, like get the pretty privilege. Like let the girl have that, and like
Why?
we respect you too.
No, you don't.
I respect men too. Like it's not all of we're all equal.
Yet you guys get to have pretty privilege and we don't. Okay.
Why aren't men allowed to date up like women without their masculinity being called into question?
I think if men were dating up like a lot of women do, I don't think their masculinity would be called into questions. Actually, I think it would be probably seen like as an alpha male type of behavior, trying
She doesn't know how the world works.
to get like the hottest girl. I don't think anyone would doubt their masculinity.
If men could freely replace their partners the moment a better option appeared, how stable do you think families would be?
Very unstable. I don't agree with that. That's unethical.
Would people still encourage marriage, or would women start avoiding commitment the way many men do now?
I think they're gonna avoid it. They're gonna avoid it because no woman wants to get left, and so they're just like, oh, no, I don't want to get left, so they're gonna avoid it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they would avoid commitment. If you're gonna get replaced the second you get like a wrinkle or like bigger, then yeah, no.
If loyalty became optional,
I mean, getting bigger is your choice. You can fix that. The wrinkles part, I admit, can't fix.
women still want equality or protection from the system they helped create?
Probably protection, because they created a pretty shitty system that they'd have to deal with.
How would they have that protection?
Well, I guess they're still the studs, because the guys aren't going to be able to protect too much no more.
If male empowerment meant men prioritizing beauty and youth over loyalty and connection, would feminism support that or fight it?
Oh, hell no.
Probably
We'd probably get burned at the stake.
fight it just because it's feminism. They fight everything.
But some feminism is about being equal to a man in terms of income and status, but not necessarily sharing the responsibilities that patriarchy warrants the man to bear.
If men started saying we don't owe women love the way some women say we don't owe men submission, would that be called progress or regression?
Regression.
How?
I think because you have to give and take. in every situation, mostly every
Did she not hear about the women not wanting to give submission part?
relationship.
I feel like I think women straying away from submitting to men and men straying away from loving their women unconditionally. There's no progression or nothing progressive to stem from that. It's just gonna warrant a lack of unity and camaraderie amongst partners.
What if men started acting like women do in dating? Only dating up, never settling, always deserving better. What would happen?
They're gonna start dating a bunch of rich dudes.
Isn't that what they're already doing?
I don't know. I'm not dating a rich dude.
We would see less families, I
True.
imagine less marriages, the divorce rate continuing to increase.
Again, I'm going to say it again. We're just going to die as a species. There's not going to be a lot of us left. 100%.
Just a lack of trust, short-term partnerships.
What if men started acting like women do in dating? Only dating up, never settling, always deserving better. What would happen?
Do women do that?
Why wouldn't we want to do that? If you guys want to do that, why wouldn't men want the best that they can get also?
I don't think they do that, but I mean, I think they would struggle finding partnership, and I think people would be left behind.
Men today are told, become high value, go to the gym, make money, level up. But if they did all of that just to chase younger women, would people still call it growth or call it shallow?
I mean, when you put it in the way of finding younger women, that can be a little shallow, but at the same time, like, any women could be that, young or older.
But don't men typically have a preference for younger women?
Of course. You always want the younger thing.
I think you should look to better yourself for yourself, whether you're a man or a woman, and bettering yourself just to get to someone hotter and younger just seem like such a waste of time in the long term.
Yeah, because women don't ever put in work to get something better.
Because it's not for themselves, it's for external validation. If they did those things to for the betterment of their health and their own mental well-being and physical well-being, it would be growth.
My men.
Why are men told to level up to deserve love while women are told to never settle no matter where they're at?
Because in this world, guys don't get anything unconditional.
Correct.
We got to work for everything.
Why is that?
Well, I don't know that either. I'm trying to figure that out.
Beyond my
dad didn't
pay
tell me,
grade.
Grandpa didn't tell me, but I just know the only people to get unconditional love are puppies and babies.
If women had to self-improve to attract hypergamous men, would they call that oppression or accountability?
Yes.
That depends on
They would
who
call it oppression.
they is. Men will call it accountability, I suppose.
Probably oppression. I would feel like I'm pressured if I had to, make sure I look like this good every day just to be with someone. I would definitely feel pressured.
Men don't feel pressured of having to make so much money every day.
Do you think society would tell women?
Again, like, they never think about the actual words of the question and how the question affects the other side. They just take it as is.
To work harder on their value or blame men for having unrealistic standards?
As of right now, I think it's blame men for unrealistic standards.
They do
Why
that
do we
now.
praise women for having standards but shame men for having options?
Because having options
It means that you might not pick them.
is really about being non-committal and not loyal. And for women having standards, it's them getting whatever they deserve, and that's subjective to the woman.
Because I think having options in life is not always seen as a good thing. It's seen as like, are you gonna pick like the best option, the best looking person, or are you gonna pick who truly would be a great fit for you, even though that person may not be the hottest, but that would be the person that makes you the happiest.
What does it say about our culture that we're already halfway there, men improving themselves while women raise their standards even higher?
Means that maybe things can change better for the future and when it comes to dating.
It says that we're a culture that evolves and changes. What used to work in the 1800s might not work in the 2020s.
It's pretty much says that men are oppressed to do better.
And I'm not sure what it's evolving to. A lot of things impact that, such as the internet. we now have a more warped but universal understanding of what beauty is and what status is now due to social media, for example.
Are men truly becoming lonely, or are they just becoming aware of the same selective system women have always used?
I think they are becoming more aware, but also men are lonely because of social media has ruined dating, and people are out here thinking they have unlimited options.
They really don't. Most men know we ain't got that many options.
Instead of finding true connections with someone.
But wouldn't you say that women are the ones who have more options than men? Because there's a male loneliness epidemic and not a female loneliness epidemic?
Yes.
No.
But I think that women are more
But still men's fault.
selective than men are.
But don't women have the privilege of being more picky because they have more options?
Yeah, I mean that
She really is trying to flip this on us.
yeah, but at the same time, like if you're an attractive man and you have money and you have all the things that women are looking for, then it's reversed.
But aren't high status men a lot more rare than attractive women?
Yeah.
Then shut the hell up and just agree.
There's one hot guy for every 10 hot girls. That's just how it
Not even that. Maybe like one hot guy every 50 hot girls.
is in this world.
I think men have always been lonely, will continue to be lonely because there's not enough jobs that for rich guys, because that's all women want right now. You could have everything else except for finances, and you're still going to get left in the dust.
If both sides keep trying to date up,
I'm gonna disagree. If you have amazing genetics, looks, and height, you might not need the money as much.
who's left to actually pair up?
Average looking people that have values of yesterday.
Yeah.
At the end of the
Pretty
day,
much.
do you think equality means both genders competing or both learning restraint?
I think it means both learning restraint.
Is a woman wanting the bigger, better deal the equivalent of men wanting the younger, hotter chick?
Yes.
Absolutely.
No. I think a lot of women are looking for a better deal because they maybe have struggled and they just want someone that can bring them stability, love.
So they can't take care of themselves and they need a man to take care of them.
For me, I know that's what matters the most. Like love, being stable, someone that's not gonna, get with someone better tomorrow because they just can.
Why does the family court only punish one gender for pursuing their hypergamy?
I don't know, because that's just how the world is. The moms are going to be favored no matter what.
Because a lot of those laws were formed
back in the day,
centuries and decades ago, and they haven't been updated.
Correct.
If equality means both genders can be as selective as they want, then what happens when men finally stop settling?
Women have to become accountable and actually upgrade themselves besides just being physically attractive.
Would society call that equality or ego?
Equality.
I feel like it's both, but I want to say it's probably more ego.
Why?
Because men have really big egos.
I think society will call that ego.
Why?
It has nothing to do with characters and the treatment of someone else. It's all about aesthetics, things that aren't aesthetics and material, things that are lacking substance.
And lastly, do you think the dating market would survive if men started valuing themselves the same way that women do?
I really wish men would. I really do. Men should be valuing themselves. You work hard, you create things, you make money, you help people, you be value of people. Like I'm sure all of you have great friends that you're valuable to.
Oh, survive is a strong word. I don't know. I'd definitely dwindle. It'd be like this. Like this. You see that? This. Yeah, it'd be really low. Barely surviving, if that. I'd say life alert.